Good morning, students. So, this is lecture 2 of chapter number 1, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe, subject history, class 10th. So, basically, in the first lecture, we have talked about what does nationalism mean, how it brought up to Europe, and basically about the Napoleonic Code that we have talked about, and how this nationalism came with the French Revolution in Europe. That we have talked in the previous lecture. Now, in this particular lecture, the topic that we are going to cover here will be, we are going to overlook about the parts of the chapter. So basically, there are 6 series or in this particular chapter that we are going to discuss. There are these certain parts that are connected to each other, and how these series are connected to each other, we'll discuss that. So basically, the start of this nationalism in Europe came up with the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. So basically, the concept of nationalism that came up in Europe was because of the French Revolution that happened, and you have studied it in the class 9th also. Now here I will give you an overlook about the French Revolution and idea of nation, basically about the nationalism, how it came up in Europe. Now then after that, the making of nationalism in Europe. So how does this nationalism help the European people to come together as and bring the thought of nationalism within themselves. Then we will talk about the age of revolution, how this revolution came up in the mind of these European people, and when it started. It was basically in the period of 1830 and to in between 1848, that the age of revolution was there. Then the making of Germany and Italy, how this Germany, Italy, and there was UK also, how these states have been built up in Europe. Then we will visualize the nation. We will visualize basically how this nationalism have been worked in Europe, how they have bring nationalism, how they have visualized it in a particular nation. And then in the end, we will discuss about nationalism and imperialism. So these are basically the series that are interconnected to each other. So we are just going to overlook about the past, what they are telling. So basically, the first part, which is the French Revolution and the idea of the nationalism, how this nationalism came up because of French Revolution only. So the French Revolution, it was always talked about it was the first expression basically of nationalism that came up with the French Revolution in the 1789. So basically, the France was a full-fledged territorial state that came in 1789 under the rule of an abolished monarch. Basically, the kings and the queens who were making the laws here, and because of them, these changes that came up with the French Revolution that have lead to them to have this feeling of nationalism there, that you have studied in the previous class also about how this French Revolution came up. In this, it was going really well there after when the Napoleon came to Europe, and he came to Europe in 1801, and in 1801 he came up with his own civil code when he tried to rule it. So he have fighted out with the French people out there, and he wanted his own administration there. So what basically he wanted was he wanted his own empire to be set up in Europe. So what were the things that he wanted was basically these things, the Napoleonic Code. These were the things that he wanted to have of his own, and he wanted to establish in Europe. So basically, the return of monarchy, administrative reforms. He wanted to change the entire thing that was going on because of the king and the queen. They were the only one who are the ruler there. So he wanted to abolish that. Then he want that the removal of privileges based on their birth. So basically, you don't want that only the privileged people that were living there, the upper class people, they will get all the things. He wants that each and every one should get the equal rights. Then equality before law and the right to property. So he wants that all the people who are living there should have the right of all the properties there, education and everything. And he wants to abolish the feudal system by freeing the peasants from the serfdom and manorial dues. So basically the lower class people, they take loans from the upper class people to have their homes, to build their homes or to eat something. So he wants that to abolish, basically to abolish that kind of system from there. And after that, he has removed the guild restrictions in towns, improved the transportation and communication also. Basically, he wants people to be independent and not got ruled by these kings and queens that were living there. So the Napoleon was good enough, and he ruled in this Europe basically from 1801 to 1815. And after 1815, there was a recent that came because against France and this Napoleon. So basically the people, there were few states that combined each other. Basically there was Switzerland, there was Belgium, there was Holland, and there was one more, Milan, Brussels. These all were the states that came up together to fight it out with this Napoleon, because they were not happy with whatever things that was going on because of him. All the things that, the changes that he wanted, so they want to abolish that. He want the same monarchy system that was going on. So you don't, these people don't want that the people should be independent. They want the same monarchy system that was going on. The kings and the queens, they were living. So the recent against this France and Napoleon that came up with the loss of this political freedom. So when they fight it out, obviously they won against the Napoleon, and because of that they have again go to the same monarchy system that they had before the Napoleon came. So all the political freedom was lost because they won the same monarchy system, and the taxes were increased. Censorship of news and views were increased, forced conscription into French army to fight wars. So basically after when they have fight it out in 1815 with Napoleon, so the France have obviously won, and they went back to what the system was going on in the Europe, in the France and the Europe basically. So that was basically all the monarchy system that was going on. Now the European society that I have told you about, there were basically two types of societies that are there, and we call them as the upper class people, we call them as aristocracy. The people who live in the upper class, they were the aristocracy, and the people who live in the lower class, they were the peasants. Basically we call them peasants. So there were these two societies that there in France that in that particular time, and what they wanted is basically the upper class people were all the one who were the dominant group in the European society. They had common interest and lifestyle. Basically they have the high class lifestyle they are living. They have their common interest that they go to some parties and all. They have their own large countries, estates and town houses. They are connected to marriage ties, and most of them spoke French. So basically the upper class people have all the basic authorities. They are the dominant group over every other class that were living there. So the majority class, basically the aristocracy people, were the dominant group there. They have all the, basically they got all the rights there. They have all the rights. They have all the large lands that are there, all the large countries, estates and town houses there. So they have got all the things. And the lower class people, they have the majority of people, they were the peasants, basically the lower class people, and most were landless and worked as the working staff under these upper class people. So that was these two classes that were there till 1815. Till the 1815, when these two classes have been worked there. As you can see, the aristocrat, they are the high class people who have all the more than enough facilities which they have, all the dressing up, and they live in particularly palaces. And the peasants who work under them, they are living under like what we call is that jhopadpatti, and then they are doing all the household work basically, and their clothes also are not that good enough. So that's the difference between the upper class and the lower class, and you can see it in India also. The same thing happens. The richer are richer and the poor are poor. Today also in this COVID-19 situation, the upper class people getting all the facilities, and the lower class people are they are not even getting proper food. They are depending on if they got one meal a day from any person that who is serving them. So that's the condition in India also. And because of the Napoleon, that when he went, he has invented a new class in Europe, basically a new class in Europe, that was the middle class. And how it begins? It begins with the impact of the industrial revolution that came up in Europe. So basically of the industrialization, all the industrialization that came up, it has given a rise to a third class, that was the middle class. And because of that class only, this nationalism was increased in the people of Europe who are living there. So because of this third class that we made, that was the middle class, they were the educated one, because there were growth of cities and towns here. When these industries were building, the houses were made, the schools were coming up, and people were getting educated. So they were basically, there was an immerse of these commercial classes that came up. They were not that high class people, and they were not as lower class people. They were educated population. We call this middle class people were educated people. They were the industrialists, the doctors, teachers, and they were these liberal nationalists that were living in this middle class. And how this middle class was raised? Because of this industrialization that came up, all the businesses and professional what we call it as basically all the professional system that came up, all the professional courses like teaching, doctoring, and all that things that came up. So because of that only, this rise of middle class that came up in Europe, and they were educated and they were liberal minded. So they were educated, and these educated population helped them that the nationalism, all this nationalism thought that have been came up in their minds. So they don't want to get dominated by anyone. They are well educated and they fight it out for their rights now. So they came up with that. They want their individual freedom. They want equality before law. Basically what the Napoleonic code that have been came up in the French Revolution, they want the same for them now. They want all the privileges, all the and they want that the removal of this aristocratic privileges should remove. So they want that all the privilege should not give to these upper class people, these aristocratic peoples, and there should be equality before all the laws. We should also be educated. We should also get jobs, and we should also have the right to build our homes. So because of this rise of this middle class, and it came up with the it came up in the 19th century, and this industrialization has taken all the things from these privileged aristocratic people that were living there. So this was the first thing that was there that have made the structure of this European society, and they have abolished all these Bourbon dynasty that was established there. Basically the Bourbon dynasty was the monarchy system that was going on in France after this Napoleonic Code that happened. Now basically you can see that the growth of urban class, middle class people, they want to work, they want to get educated, they are doctors, they are teachers, they want equal rights, They are the ones, they want individual freedom to have what they want, and they want equality before law. So these were the things, these basically this nationalism imposed them after when they get educated, this industrialization came up. So because of this, all these things have been came. So this was in the part of 1 and 2 when this state of nationalism was came, and in the second part, the making of European class was basically of this middle class only. How it came up? Because the making of nationalism Europe came up with this middle class only. In 1915, they were conservatism and revolutionary. So basically, there were two classes that have been divided. Because and in this liberal nationalism, there were three categories. The first one was the social liberalism, that was the end of autocracy and clerical privileges, freedom of the individual and equality before law, and freedom of the press. So basically what these people want in the making of nationalism in Europe was that they want their social liberalism in the end of autocracy and clearance privileges, freedom of the individual and equality before law, and freedom of the press. Then they want certain political liberalism also, the government by concerned, constitution and representative parliament, and they want their private properties also. They want universal suffrage also, that the women and the non-proprietary women. Then they want economic liberalism also, that the freedom of market, abolished all restrictions of movement of goods and uniform duties, aids and measures. They want in the liberal nationalism all the things should be changed, which was going on because of this monarchy system. We will discuss about this in the next coming lectures. Now there was one more thing that came up, was the Zollverein. So basically in this Zollverein, they were demanded for a unified economic territory also. So they want a particularly economic territory where allowing the unhindered movements of goods, people and capital by the middle class. So basically they want to accomplish their own properties there, their own goods, and they want to have their own industries, they want to build their own things. And in 1934, a custom union called the Zollverein was formed by Prussia and joined by other German states also, and these tariff barriers were abolished. Their currencies were reduced to 30 to only 2, and the creation of railway network to improve and united of this Zollverein were there. So we will talk about this also in detail in the next lectures. So it's just an overlook that this conservatism that came up after the 1815 and revolutionary. So the conservatism were the monarchy system of states, that basically the king who have been ruled there. So they were the conservatism, that they want the same thing that should be going on. But there were also one more system that was going on there, was the revolutionaries. So these revolutionaries were the middle class people that were living there. So these middle class people do not want this monarchy system there. They do not want this people, the kings and queen, to be ruled with them. And these revolutionary were the middle class people, and they were being mixed with the lower class people also. So they both come together as a whole, as a revolutionary, to fight it out with this aristocratic people who are living there, basically the upper class people. So the middle class and the lower class people were combined together as a whole to fight it out with this conservatism. So in 1915, this both have been came down. So in the second part, we will see these things only. And in third part, the age of revolution. So basically, it has been a period of depression in France. Basically, in this particular period, there were less crops that have been built, and this Bourbon dynasty have been there, that was being abolished. So it is all about that depression period and how they got an independent success because of the Greek war that had been happened in that in this particular years, in basically 19 from 1830 to 1848 that happened there. Now there were certain more things that happened in these series also that we'll discuss in the future lectures. So this is all for this particular lecture. If you have any queries you can ask. So till now we have discussed about the 2-3 series, basically how it came up, how this revolutionary that have been came up here. So we have discussed that. In the future lectures we will discuss about the other series also. So the homework for today is that you have to solve the illustration given on the NCERT book page number 4 and 10 as a homework. This is your homework, and rest, if you have any queries you can ask me on the comment section or the student inquiry section. Thank you.